I think Sky Girls is very aware of their target audience and the age group that they are targeting, and it's very clear that I'm not part of any of these, but I watched this show anyway, and let's talk about it. Hello and welcome to my Unicorn Nation. Today I have tea because it's cold. First of all, I just realized that my banner at the top of my YouTube channel says rants, reviews, randomness, or something like that. But I've never really given any reviews. So today we are going to be talking about Tikula. In case you don't know what it is, it's a Zambian show about teenagers. Stay true to yourself. That's the best way I can describe it. Originally, I didn't want to watch it, but then I thought it would be fun to watch it and kind of review it for the video. So that's the only reason I watched it. Not because I thought it would entertain me or whatever. I just watched it for the purpose of this video. And I'm only going to be talking about the first 2 episodes so that I can give you guys like chance to go and watch it for yourselves and form your own opinions. So yeah, let's start. Also, because this is a review, we are going to start off with 20 points. And then based on whether I liked something or disliked something, I will either add or subtract points, and then we'll see the total score at the end of this. I hope this makes sense. If it doesn't make sense, just watch it anyway. It'll make sense in a bit. So this video is going to be divided into 4 parts. I'm going to be talking about the casting, the acting itself, the plot, and then I will give my final thoughts at the end of the video. So here we go. So when it comes to the casting, when I was in the billboards around Lusaka on the roads and whatever, the only thing that popped into my head was, oh, they're just light skins. Because honestly, from what I could tell, most of them were light skinned. When I started watching the show, I saw that it was more than that. There were a lot of different people of different shades. So I was very grateful for that, because there's not only light skins in Zambia, there's not only dark skins in Zambia. So I'm glad they showcased that. So I will be giving that 2 points. But then, just because I've added 2 points, there's also something I would like to point out. Sky Girls has this sort of marketing towards, oh, stay true to yourself. To accept who they are, they should at least show that through their programming. Like, if you look at all the actresses and actors, they're gorgeous people, beautiful people. But at the same time, they are big. There's not even actors, though, what they are big. So meaning they have enough time to progress, to, you know, glow up. So in case you didn't notice, most of the actresses have like clear skin, because of course they have clear skin. They're professional actresses, models, social media personalities. They're obviously not going to look like what a basic teenager would look like. So I just feel that Sky Girls could have at least put in more effort into casting maybe younger people who do face problems that teenagers go through, like having different body types. When I went to school, we had people who were skinny, we had people who were bigger, we had people who were tall, who were short, and most of all, we had acne. Like, I still have acne, I'm still trying to deal with it. So I just feel like because they cast older people to play teenagers, they kind of put themselves in a box where these actors and actresses weren't really going through the teenage experience. So -5 points for that. But then again, that's just me. I'm not saying the actresses were bad or anything, but that's just me. Moving on to the acting itself. I'm not going to sugarcoat this, you guys. That acting it wasn't the best thing. But then again, I'm not an acting critic. I'm not like a legit movie reviewer. My definition of good acting is like Zendaya having a complete mental breakdown on Euphoria, or Simone Ashley and Jonathan Bailey like looking intensely into each other's eyes. That's what I consider great acting, in fact. So maybe I'm not the best person to judge. And then again, the Zambian acting system is very behind. let's just face it, like, we don't really put in that much effort into training actors, so that could just be it. And maybe this is their first role and they were nervous and they are trying to get into it, but the acting wasn't good. I'm sorry, they can do better. I know they can do better. They're all very talented, but it was very distracting for some scenes where you can tell that this person is acting and maybe they're not showing the right emotion. Just again, I'm not a professional reviewer, I'm not an actress myself, but just from a viewer's point of view, -10. That's what I'm going to say about that. Now we get into the main plot. Where do I even start? So at the beginning of the series, like when I saw the attractions and when I was seeing like the Instagram recommended ads that they were showing to me, I got an understanding that it was basically the Zambian version of Elite and Blood and Water, which is like, no, the less privileged girl somehow finds a way to go to a privileged school, and then she's surrounded by rich kids and she's trying to fit in. She loses herself. Then at the end of the series realizes that she was perfect the way she was, blah 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 blah. And then I watched the series and that's exactly what happened. Anyway, so the episode starts off with the main character, Nandi. Stay true to yourself. Hyping herself up in the mirror, blah blah blah. Her mom comes in, gives her advice as usual, the usual thing of no, don't forget who you are, blah 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 blah. The only weird thing I thought about this was her mom packed her lunch. Like, she's in grade 11, meaning she's like 16 years old. Are you telling me a 16-year-old can pack their own lunch? Like, okay. Another thing I realized about this is that Tikula did what so many shows already do, where they cast a very beautiful, very attractive main character, but then because she's the main character, they don't want her to be like, you know, so they try to make her less attractive. If you compare her to the other characters, like the other characters have short skirts because they're like the rich posh girls, and then she has a long skirt because she's the main character and she's humble and she please. Then they also give her mukule while everyone else has wigs. Like, we know what you're trying to do. You're just trying to make her more relatable, but that's not for me, unfortunately. So -1 for that. Moving on. So this girl gets to class. They're mean to her as usual, which I don't understand also, because like I was never the new girl. I only went to 2 schools my entire life. In each school I went on the first day of school with everyone else, so I never knew like what it felt like walk into a classroom and be new. Maybe you guys, you know, maybe you had a similar experience, but for me I never experienced that. So it was very weird to me to see like people bullying the new girl on her first day of school. Like, she just walked in and they're already making fun of her. Okay, my tea is almost done. I think I'll need to make some more. I'm back. So anyway, yeah, she's getting bullied. We get introduced to some new main characters and all that. And then something that really like threw me off was when the teacher walked in dressed. Let me just show you the scene.
Okay, everyone, settle down. Tasha.
Like, I'm sorry. If this is for you, like if you understand this, if you thought it was fun and quirky and cool, that's you. But in my opinion, he looks like he shouldn't even be allowed anywhere near a school. Like, excuse me? In which world do teachers dress like that? Maybe it's just my school teachers never dressed like that. Like, I'm sorry, it was just not for me. -1 immediately, no. And then after class, it's break time as usual. Like, the main character is getting made fun of because she had packed lunch, whatever. And then what I thought was really clever of them was that they added in the whole thing of body positivity. Like, Mimi was all like, oh, I need to lose weight, even though she's already like extremely beautiful. I thought that was like a cute little thing to add in. So for that, I'll add 5 points, just because I thought that was like a good way to add that in, since they are trying to preach this message of loving yourself to children. Moving on, the one thing that really bothered me, that I noticed they do in a lot of other Zambian series, is I was told that when someone, more especially an elder, talks to you in a local language, you respond in that language, okay? But then Zambian shows will do this thing where the older person will talk in their local language and then the younger person will respond in English. Where, like, personally, I've never seen that in my family and with my friends, so I don't understand where this thing came from. Like, if that's what you guys do, let me know in the comments below, because like I've never seen it personally and I just think it's so disrespectful, because that's what I've been taught. And you can't tell me that no, the character doesn't know Nyanja, because her mother talked to her in Nyanja and she understood. Therefore, she should have been able to respond. Even if she responded in an English accent, she should have still at least responded in the same local language, because to me that's just so disrespectful. I'm so sorry. I don't know what they are trying to prove by this. They've made it clear to us that the main character is a village girl. Therefore, if she's a village girl, the actress, if in case the actress didn't know how to speak Nyanja, she could have at least learned one line just for that scene. She's a village girl. How does a village girl not know how to respond to her mother in Nyanja? How? -10. Immediately -10. Stay true to yourself. I'm getting very worked up over this, but that bothered me. I can't even lie, that bothered me. Anyway, I skipped through episode 1 because it wasn't really interesting, but basically Mimi keeps making fun of her throughout the episode. We get to meet Mimi's overgrown boyfriend. Yeah, that's basically all I can tell you. Now get into episode 2, which I think was my favorite episode. Immediately at the beginning of the series, we see like it starts at Mimi's place. Obviously she's rich, blah 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 blah, and then I was so excited, you guys. Let me just show you what excited me.
This one where the lighting is perfect.
Michelle.
It's the news lady. I was so happy to see her. I don't know why. It just made me so happy to see her outside the news desk. So just for her appearance, 5 points. Anyway, so she comes in as Mimi's mom and we see that she's being abused by Mimi's dad, but she won't leave the abusive relationship, which we'll talk about this more later. But for now, I think it's very important the way they showcase that children who do grow up in abusive homes tend to carry that with them. So +1 for that. So anyway, we get to their school and then again, I've skipped some parts, but it's not important. We see Mimi's overgrown boyfriend inviting them for his party. I don't know, he usually has this party where the girls are supposed to strip naked and skinny dip and whatever. Here's my thing. Mimi was actively encouraging her friends to go to this party. A party hosted by her boyfriend. Her boyfriend. Like, I get why she would be okay with going there because there's her boyfriend. But why is she encouraging her friends to go to that party where she knows her friends are going to be naked, where she knows her boyfriend is going to see her friends naked, where she knows her boyfriend's friends are going to see her naked? This doesn't add up. Like, unless they're all going to be drunk and they're already used to seeing each other naked, this doesn't make sense to me that she would just be so free with allowing her boyfriend to see other people naked. It's very weird to me. -5 points. Very weird. Anyway, so after this, we see that Nandi, the main character, kind of gets Mimi and ties her together. They start like a band where they're going to be filming TikToks together. They get together, start filming in their amazing music room. Like, none of my schools ever had a music room, so I was like, okay, cool, you go, girl. And then what was so weird to me is like, why did Tiza start the sentence like that? And she was like, my mom died of cancer, so I wrote a song about her. Then like the other girls didn't know how to react. Just another way for you to see that these people are not professional actresses, so they were kind of struggling. It was a very awkward moment for me. So I would say -1 point again for this. Also, while I was watching this scene, Taisia mentioned that her mom died of cancer. Here's my thing. Let me put my tea down. Yes, okay. Cancer is a very common disease throughout the world. Even in Zambia, it's very common. I've had relatives die of cancer. But what is more common than cancer in Zambia as we're speaking? AIDS. I think that it would have been more impactful if Taisia's mom had died of AIDS. Like, just imagine, hear me out. I know I'm not a screenplay writer or anything, but hear me out. Imagine if Taisia's mom had died of AIDS, and then Taisia thought, oh my goodness, she got the AIDS from my dad. Because she already has this complicated relationship with her father because he's a drunkard, he wastes all the money and all that. Now imagine if she believed that her dad gave her mom AIDS. Like, that hatred for her dad would have been so justified. Like, you could relate to her to be like, of course she's angry at her dad because she believes her dad killed her mom. And then, just to add a twist at the end, turns out her mom didn't get the AIDS from her dad, she got it from somewhere else. Then Taisia has this moment where she's like, oh my goodness, I've been blaming my dad all this time for nothing. And you guys, like, if we have another season, I want it to be focused on Taisia, because like, I'm getting ahead of myself. But -1, just because I think my idea would have been better. But that's just me being biased towards myself. Anyway, Mimi is about to go with her boyfriend Vox, and then Taisia and Nandi woke up him, and they start talking about this whole party, because like, this is the main central conflict of the show up to now. Like, will they go for the party? Will they not go for the party? Then Vox says something bad to Taisia. Taisia like just comes back in like, I was not expecting her to go that hard. Like,
Funny you should mention that, Fox. I mean, aren't you supposed to be hanging out with people your own age? Like,
you go, girl. +5 just for that comeback. Just made me so happy. So moving on, we see Nandi and Ghost working together on some project. They ace it, obviously, because Nandi is the main character, and the writers just made her, like I said at the beginning of the video, like, she's just so humble and smart, and like, she doesn't really have anything going on. Let's just be honest, this main character is boring. I don't know why they made her so boring. Like, the only thing going on with her is that she's trying to make a decision whether she should like change herself or not change herself. Stay true to yourself. Apart from that, there's nothing more to her. Like, when you look at characters like Mimi, personally, she's my favorite character because I feel like she's just so well-rounded. Like, you can tell she's trying to please her cool friends, she's trying to please her boyfriend, but at the same time she wants to be, I don't want to say like uncool or quiet, but she just wants to be this other person. She wants to express herself, she wants to sing and just be friends with this other group, but at the same time she has all this like stuff to deal with at home, where she's struggling to like keep the peace in her home, help her mom out, while at the same time she loves her dad, and just wow. I feel like Mimi and Taisia should have their own like seasons just dedicated to just exploring their characters, because Nandi is giving nothing. Like, throughout the series, I'm not even joking, you guys. Like, she argues with her mom, she changes herself, she does this, she does that, she doesn't smoke. But that's basically it. That's all we know about her. Like, give us something to be interested in her journey. Give us something, Sky Girls. But another thing I really appreciated in the show was that Nandi was sort of, I know I just had a whole rant about her being boring, but I could relate to her in the sense that she was sort of the mutual friend. Like, on this hand, she had Mimi, who was mean to her and whatever, but she saw the goodness in Mimi and she wanted to be her friend. While she also had Taisia, who was nice to her and encouraged her abilities and all that. And these two just did not get along, and then she was forced to be like the joining force, like trying to bring them together, trying to get them to work together. I can relate to that because I've never had like a big friend group, and sometimes my friends like wouldn't get along, and then I would have to be like, whenever we're hanging out, I would have to start the conversation like with this person, then try to get this person involved. So that's because I can relate to that. I'll add 5 points. That's the only thing that I could relate to about Nandi. Otherwise, she's too boring. Then going back to Mimi and this whole confrontation where she's apologizing to Taisia for her boyfriend's behavior. Like, did you hear what she said? Like, let me just play that clip for you.
It was actually an apology piece. I'm really sorry for how Fox and Tasha treated you guys. You know, normally he's a sweetheart, so I'm sure you just had like a bad day or something.
I realized that what she was telling Taisia is exactly what her mom told her. Like, no, he just had a bad day. Understand him. He's not like that. Like, oh my goodness, this character was so well thought out. Like, you can tell that her parents' bad relationship is having an effect on her, because now she's seeing that as normal and she's projecting that onto the rest of the world. Like, just give me a whole show about Mimi. That's all I want. That's all I want. Please, let's just ditch Nandi as the main character. No offense to the actress, of course. I love her. She did her best, but let's just ditch that character and just give me Mimi, please. Like, imagine just oof. This is why I said I'm not part of the target audience, because I watched like very messed up shows like Euphoria, and so I'm so used to having like these characters just suffering. I sound so mad right now, but anyway. So the episode ends with Nandi writing her diary, which is something she does often. Like in the night, she writes in her diary about her day and all that. And here's the thing, like, this is just a personal experience. When I was 7 years old, I had a diary. And then in my diary, like, it was pink, it was so cute, it had a lock, and I used to lock it and like hide the keys. And then one day my cousins read my diary. Like, it wasn't anything bad. I was 7, so obviously the only thing that I wrote in there was that I had a crush on Chad from High School Musical, because like, oof, that man was fine. He's not dead, he's fine. He was my first love. Anyway, so my cousins read that diary, and then every time we watched High School Musical, they would be like, Chad, ka? I was so traumatized. So for me, just seeing her write in the diary just gave me anxiety. I was like, somebody's going to read that diary. Don't trust them, Nandi, don't trust them. Anyway, that was a very brief summary. Like I said, I don't want to spoil it for you guys. So if you want to go and watch it, the rest of the show it's okay. I feel like somewhere in the middle it gets a bit boring. Like after the whole party, I'm not going to spoil what happens at the party. Just go and watch it for yourselves. But it's after the whole party and all that, it becomes a bit boring. I became very disappointed in Taisia's character development. Like, I think they're trying to like make her go in like the opposite direction of Mimi, like where Mimi is becoming better and she's growing and healing from all of her trauma. Taisia is kind of going to the dark side, and maybe season 2 will see like Nandi trying to help her, like bring her back, because of course Nandi is going to be the savior of this whole thing. Whatever. I do believe it's not the most like groundbreaking, show-stopping, incredible thing that has ever happened to being shown on our screens, but it gets the job done. Like, it has a good message. It's obviously targeted towards a younger audience. It's entertaining. It's very entertaining. I had fun. I enjoyed the music very much. Like, those girls can sing. Not even for jokes. Those girls can sing. So I think it was okay. I am going to take away a final 2 points, just because I didn't really enjoy it like as much as I thought I would. But that's just me. So overall, our final score is 13 out of 20. If we do the mathematics, equate all that, that is equals to 65%. That's just what I think about it. So yeah, that was my honest review. If you enjoyed this video, please be sure to like the video, share the video, and subscribe if you have not already. Go check out my Instagram. The link will be in the bio below, and my TikTok also in the bio below. Let me know if you want to see me do more reviews, what shows or movies or whatever I'd like to see me review. I just did this one because I just thought it would be interesting. Like, since it just finished, I just thought, why not? Like, if you want to go watch it, that's your own choice. If you watched it and you enjoyed it, let me know in the comments below and we can have a proper discussion about that. But other than that, keep living your own unique unicorn way. Bye.